zone is full of different types of terrain. In areas with an open field of view, we can easily observe our targets with the naked eye. But once we enter hilly or urban areas, it becomes difficult to understand the combat situation relying on vision alone. That's when it becomes important to be able to locate enemies with sound and catch them by surprise. Today's video will explain how to make proper use of the audio visualization system in Arena Breakout. Soundprints visualize the sounds you hear on the screen, and their main function is to indicate the direction of nearby activity. The system currently only captures soundprints from the movements and weapons of non-allied units. Movement soundprints are white, while soundprints from weapons and throwables are red. If you're on a team and hear gunfire but no soundprints appear, then the gunfire is most likely from a team member. The only exception is the case of a decoy, a special type of item that causes the captured soundprints to appear green when used by yourself, or white when used by enemies or teammates. The shape of soundprints also reflects the relationship between the sound and your position. The larger the waveform, the closer the sound source is to you. If the soundprint is small, then we know the sound is coming from further away. If we're at a different vertical level than the sound source, then a small triangle will appear above the soundprint, pointing up or down to indicate that the sound is coming from above or below. A word of caution: be aware that soundprints are not foolproof, and that not all sounds you hear will be displayed as soundprints. When non-allied units are running or walking, the soundprint monitoring range is nearly the same as the range of audible footsteps. However, if the unit is crouching or creeping, the soundprint monitoring range will be smaller than that of audible footsteps. In addition, the direction indicated by soundprints does not always match the target's actual location, especially when the target is running. The soundprint will have a noticeable delay, so when every second counts, it's always best to trust your ears. Moreover, the soundprint system is unable to recognize many sounds, such as non-allied units looting defeated enemies, checking or opening cases, loading ammo, or using food or medicine. Headsets provide two main features. Firstly, they increase the pickup range of the audio visualization system, amplifying the sounds of footsteps and suppressed weapons. Secondly, headsets provide active noise cancellation, or ANC, reducing the volume of unsuppressed weapons. Equipping a headset boosts your ability to monitor soundprints significantly, and allowing you to detect the soft footfalls of creeping enemies more easily. While headsets can be a great advantage in combat, they are incompatible with many of the more protective helmets. Many full protection helmets will even muffle your hearing, as they're secured tightly to the head. Some full protection helmets have built-in headsets, but they're quite expensive. New players should make it a habit to use headsets, and when choosing helmets, try to find one that is compatible with a headset. In the dark zone, the direction of gunfire from distant targets will not be displayed as a soundprint, but you can still hear the direction of the sound source. You can also distinguish between different gunfire sounds, as well as the intensity of fire, which helps you judge the strength of the opposing squad. In the case of militants, the gunfire will sound rather scattered and infrequent. But when squads of players fight, it will usually sound like a burst of intense gunfire within a short time. If a team is attacking a boss, the gunfire may be prolonged and intense. Different gunfire sounds each have their own characteristics, and through combat experience, you can hone your ability to distinguish them. In general, the larger the caliber, the louder the gunfire will sound. But don't forget that with suppressed weapons, even quiet areas can be dangerous, so tread carefully at all times. We may also be able to identify enemies based on their sounds. Militants often talk, but some are more tight-lipped. In those cases, we have to listen to their footsteps. Normal militants can sprint, but their movements will seem less purposeful than those of players or imposters. Be especially careful. If you hear a running sound that starts suddenly, and continues for a long time. Of course, creeping is not something that militants normally do, so if you hear footsteps but don't see sound prints, you'd best be on your guard. Summary: in environments with complex terrain, sounds can deliver more information than visual input, so wear a headset when possible for a better gaming experience. Thanks for checking out this tactical guide. Until next time.